Hi everybody, this is Rita Holmes, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! From Ohio. I'm here for my Simply Saturday video with card number 38. And here I am again with the sunflower embossing folder, but with a couple other ones to show you some ideas that are very, very simple. And I just want to make sure that you know to utilize your embossing folders, you know, with being very, very, very simple. So anyway, don't have much to talk about as far as Stampin' Up! Is concerned. You know, there are the online exclusives that came out and different things like that, but for now things are pretty calm, and we can just carry on with what we're doing. And don't forget, if you don't have a demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. If you would like to join my team, I'd love for that to happen too. And anyway, so if you ever need to place an order and you need to help with it, I'm here to help you with that or anything like that, because I am doing my Stampin' Up! As a business. Hasn't always been that way, but it is now. It has been for the last 1.5 to 2 years. So anyway, I just want to let you know that. I want everybody to keep that in mind, that that is why I'm here, because I love to teach, I love to show ideas, and I love to be with people. And if it has to be through a camera, that's okay. We can do it that way too. Also, I will have a PDF up for these cards with the measurements. You really are not going to need a PDF, but I'll have it up there with the pictures of the cards. So if you need to have that as a reference, you can. It will be on my Facebook group, Stamp Crazy VIP, and it'll be in the file section. If you joined that group, you can go to files and all my PDFs are there. So anyway, I'm going to turn my camera down. I hope my cord doesn't get in the way, because my phone is getting low. I had a lot of phone calls today, and just been on it a lot, I guess. So anyway, let's turn the camera around. And then let's go on down. And I forgot to turn my camera, or my sound off on my computer, although I don't hear anything. That's a good thing. But there, we turned it off, so we don't have to worry about it. We can pull up the test page. I have I call it a test page. It's my little page where I do my videos. So here I am with you guys. There we go. Okay, here's what I'm doing on my card. I'm going to bring this down even lower right now, so you can see these cards. And see, there's my, I don't know where I can hang that. That it does not get in the way, but I'm going to try to make it somewhere. Try to put it around my blocks and knock all the blocks over. That'll be fun, won't it? So anyway, this is my card, and it's done with just doing your embossing folder with no kind of ink on it whatsoever, and just doing a sentiment. Here I did a circle and just cut it off even with my card to make it look a little bit different. And I did basic beige on white. Here we have basic beige on basic beige. And just with a white, so that would show up the happy birthday. I did put a little bit of embellishments on there. And here I did one with the sailboat, but I decided to go ahead and put him on blue, just because the sailboat, I think about blue and that, but that would be a great man's birthday card. I just put ahoy on there. And I'm going to put my white in here and put a happy birthday. I just didn't get that done yet, but that will be. And then I took the butterfly. I love the butterfly. And did a happy birthday with the butterfly. And I put a white piece in there for you can write a little message in that. But as you can see, I used the die. What I do with my die? Because I know I need it. Here it is. Textured Notes dies is what I used, and I used the biggest one right here, which measures a little under 5 1/4 by 4 when it's cut. So we're going to be using this along with the embossing folder, and I I brought my machine over so that I can show you how I did that. You can see that little border. Do you see the little border around the butterflies? And that's around all of them. I did it on all of them. Now you'll see this same technique done on Pinterest and that. And a lot of them use the deckled rectangles, which I really, really like. But I didn't use it because we don't sell them anymore. And if people ask me if they could order them in that, and I'd have to say, well, no, they're retired. I don't like doing that on my videos. I like to use what's current that is available to you guys. So if you really like it, you don't have to be disappointed in me say, well, it's already retired. So that is why we're going to do what we do. So let me put these to the side, bring in my Big Shot. My big shot. I mean, not Big Shot. Why did I even call it that? I haven't said Big Shot in I don't know how many years. I'm going to push this back up so that you can see what I'm going to do. And I got 2 sets of papers. Where did they go? Well. Let me measure these real quick. Oh, there they might be. No, that's not them. Let's just cut a piece and not even worry about what I did with my papers already. Lost them. But that's okay. All is well. Here's 2 pieces. So I cut this 5.5 by 4 1/4 because I want to have room to cut my die cut. So I'm going to lay that there, and I can actually take this on the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I can't speak for other machines because I don't have another machine anymore. I just have this one, so I'm used to using it. I'm going to lay my die right there, and I'm using 2 pieces of cardstock. I'm going to put this at an angle, and the reason why, when that rolls through that roller bar, it doesn't hit that straight on and make that big clicking noise. So, you know what? I got it on the wrong. I do have different plates, or a bit different bottom plate, because the other one is getting just too nasty. So let's do this. Let's do this. So is everybody going to have a busy Saturday? Mine's going to be about as busy as I make it, so I don't know what that's going to look like yet. Now I'm going to bring it back through because I have both pieces there. So I want to run it back through twice. And there, I can just take those off. I don't need those. And take my die, and I'm going to put it back on my plate over here on my magnet. I'm going to take these 3 sheets off. And here's what I want to do. These, I bend them, you hear that crack? That pulls these apart. And so therefore, they are both embossed. I'm going to take the Sunflower embossing folder, and I'm going to do what I've done before. I'm going to take those and I'm going to lay them, and I'm laying them face up because your embossing folder, the part with the line, that means that is going to show your embossed side up, and that's what we want to do. So I'm going to put these in here next to each other. Doesn't matter if they're real straight because it's flowers. And there we go. We're going to put it with our hinge side to the back so that air can squish out this way so we don't snap that in 2. I've done that before. If there can be a mistake, I can do it. So let's push this through. And we only have to go through once. And I'm using plate number 1 and plate number 4 because these are 3D embossing folders. So let's move this guy out of the way now. We don't need him anymore. He's either getting heavier or I'm getting weaker. I don't know. But he sure does require a lot of weight. There we go. So here we have our 2 embossed pieces. And as you can see on those, you can still see the embossing around the edge of the die cut. You can you see that embossed edge around there? We're gonna scoot this back down so you can see more. There we go. So you can still see these embossed edges. So that gives a little bit more of a dimension to that. And then we have our sunflowers, and that'll go that, they go that way. I had them upside down. What I did though, let me just tell you, I cut a piece of cardstock to match whatever color I did the flower in. And I cut this 5 1/8 by 3 3/4 because I want this to have some stability, because I want a dimension up here, so I put dimensionals on them. So I want them to just be a little bit more sturdy. So all I'm gonna do is take and just add some glue onto that. Bring this to the back, and it's going to be just a little bit smaller than that piece that we have embossed, and that's okay. But I want to make sure that you get that rubbed on there good so that it doesn't look uneven. We're going to do the same with this one. So you're just kind of putting a mat on the back of it that is going to make that paper, because when you send this through the embossing machine, that breaks down the fibers in your cardstock, and so it makes it a little bit more flimsy. So let's just rub all of that and get the edges really secured on that. And sometimes it's just best to let that dry for a few minutes and then press on it. And it will adhere to the edges. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a white card base. We're going to do one on white. And as you saw in the other ones, you can use all different kinds of die cuts, but I meant for this card to be fast because it's simply Saturday, so why not have a fast card? But we can have it look decorative too. So I'm going to glue one onto the white, or I'm going to not glue it, I'm going to actually use my, there it is, he's going that way. Have to look at my flowers to see which way they go. Haven't colored my dimensionals yet. Shame on me. I go through these so fast because I use them all the time. So I'm just going to take and put me some, I just kind of pull that down so I can get to my first. Once you get the first row going, you're doing pretty good. Feel like I got a frog in my throat. So there we go. We have dimensionals on there. Making sure I got that right side up. Since I didn't color these, I have to think about which ones I took off. I like to color them, so I have no thinking process on that. So I'm just going to add this to my card. There we are on that card base. Let's put this one on this one. Don't forget to comment in the comment section, because that is how I am going to give a card away. Anybody that comments in that comment section will be in for a drawing. I do this on 3 platforms on Saturday morning. I do it on YouTube, I do my Facebook group, and I do my Facebook business page. So I take the names of people that's watched on all 3 platforms and I draw for a card. And I never say who won the card, because what I do is just send it out so that people can be surprised that they've gotten a card. So that's what we do. So I have 2 cards right here that we are just going to stamp. Very simple. Pretty simple. I'm going to do a birthday one. And then I think I use Sunrise Sailing too for the Ahoy, and that for the sailboat card. And I used, I don't know if this thank you will fit. I used that on the one that's got the round, but I wonder if he'll fit here. Oh, I think he will. I'm going to do a thank you card and a birthday card. Just because I can. Because that's the 2 cards I use the most. How about you? What kind of card do you send out more than any other thing? I'm using Pecan Pie because I like that it's not so dark, but it's in the brown color family, so it goes well with the basic beige. So let's open that. We'll stamp happy birthday on this one first. So let's just put that here, and hopefully there's happy birthday. And then we will do, and happy birthday came out of the new Charming Day. I love these fonts. So that is that. And then we're going to do the thank you on this piece. Little high, but it'll work. It will work. And that goes in the textured notes. The one that this stamp set actually is corresponds with this die set. So there we go with that. Put this up. We're going to put we are going to decorate, I mean not decorate, we're going to cut the birthday. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that long. I'm going to cut this one at an angle like that. And I am going to just take and put that right over here, like so, but I'm going to put it on dimensionals. As soon as I find them, see, they're not colored and I have to look for them. So let's put him down. Now you could add a little bit of ribbon and that to decorate more and more. You can do whatever you want to these. I just wanted to show you the basic embossing folder to just do a very basic card. These would be great cards to make as gifts, you know, make one like a birthday card, one a thank you card, thinking of you card, get well card, just different stamps, and then tie them together with a bow with envelopes and give them as a gift would be a great thing to do. So and this one, I'm going to just put that right here. And since that's longer at the bottom, you know, has more room, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here. Now I will, and I didn't decorate the inside of any of these cards. Don't know why. just didn't. I usually do, but just didn't do it. Just didn't do it. So what I'm going to do is I got the white here, so I'm going to put white on the inside of this one. And then that gives you a nice writing area for your card. So there we go with that. Now let's embellish a little bit. And that way, what I've really liked using on these cards are these low profile dots. They come in petal pink and a gold. Actually, I think it's supposed to be pecan pie, but it looks gold to me. I have 2 more of these, and I'm going to put some petal pink color on this one. Those are so, I would use there it is, I put it in the wrong place. It's what happens, you put something in the wrong place and you can't find it. But I'm just going to add this down here, and that'll take away from that spot that I had. And then I'm going to take another one, do it in groups of 3s usually, and then I'm just going to add it. I don't know where do I want to go with it? Maybe right here. So there we go. That is that little card. And then this one, I'm going to use the gold. So what I'm going to do is just pick that up. I'm going to put one up here, one right here, and then one up here. There we go. So there's my 2 cards. Very simple today. And I'll get the other ones out real quick and show you. These 2 look very similar, but one's white and basic beige, the other one's just basic beige. Here's the sailboat on color to show you what he would look like, just to do nothing to it but that. The butterflies on a color. And you'll see on this one I put more of a metal embellishment because make it look kind of more manly. And then here I took the circle and cut that out, and I glued that on with it hanging over, and then cut that even with my card and made that look a little bit different. And that way I didn't hide my flowers. Is what I was trying, not to hide all the flowers. So you can still see the die cut and the design in it, which gives it a little bit more dimension as well as the flower. So there we have our cards. We have all kinds of different ones made, and I made these in no time. But I just wanted to play with embossing folders and show different ways you can do those to just be very simple but very elegant. And that is what I came up with. And there's a couple ideas. And I know everybody's got embossing folders if you have an embossing machine. And that way, utilize those embossing folders and make cards with them. And don't think that you can't just use them plain, because you can. And it makes them pretty. The butterfly is beautiful like that, I think. I love the butterfly. So there you go. That's all I have for you, and I hope you enjoy the video. I hope you enjoy your weekend, and just be blessed, and I hope you get to create it sometime in the next day or two, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.